Order at 2:04. Jenny, you gonna read the attendance or can you?
Oh, sorry. Okay, Edward will be in person, Errol in person, Eric Hansen's online, Emily Kirk in person, no Darren, no Jerry, Paul online, Jenna Dunn in person, Jenny Scotty in person, Brian in person, me in person, Kimmy, Jonathan in person, and Craig Duff online, and Jeremy Makepa representing a conservation plan in person.
Okay, anything to add to the agenda?
No.
Not. Review the minutes. Anyone, everyone had a chance to review the minutes? Other than me? That I didn't. Do you wanna move the minutes to the next meeting again?
Can. We're gonna start basically just sending them to you guys, so that's fine if you wanna wait.
To make a motion to approve the minutes.
Make a motion to approve the last month's minutes.
Can I get a
I'll
second?
Like pan.
Sure. We just cannot see the rest of them.
Sorry, guys,
So I assume Craig can see us too.
our internet just went out. Can you hear us now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
We can hear you. Hey, they can see you now.
Sorry, guys. If it goes out again, I'll switch to a different hotspot. I'm not gonna switch yet, Jenna, just because it came back on.
Okay. I'm gonna shut it off right now.
So if it happens again, we'll find a different internet source. You guys good now?
Sure. All good.
Thanks.
I'll second the motion if we're still working on that.
Yep.
All those in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye.
Hey,
Hi.
Aye. So we have treasurer's report.
I can also
for,
share if you'd like me to share it.
months ending August and September. August activities for the state were our typical expenses, Zoom, phone, Google Cloud storage. We did have some HACD registration fees still come in. We had some HACD conference expenses, which were like the rental cars and gas that ended up on the credit card. And then for the county balance, it was NACD registration, flights, and district DA. District assistant,
yeah.
Survey Monkey for feral swine were the main expenses for the bank card center. Other than that, that's all we had for August.
No, we don't usually.
September, same, we got a storage unit. So that's being charged to the state expenses. So state has, again, same Zoom, phone, Google Cloud storage unit. Nothing in our district fund. And then for our county, we did receive a feral swine grant back in September for $22,382. And our credit card charges for the county had to do with our local working group meetings and NCDA hotel. And yeah, then there's one weird one. We have a bank card prepayment of $7,297. That's the time we paid our credit card, but the bank was saying that we reached our limit and wasn't letting you charge. So I made another prepayment. I just paid whatever the balance was to clear it up.
Didn't work.
I don't know if it worked. I don't even think it even worked, but that's what that bank card center prepayment is. That 7,000 is expenses for the next month. That we prepaid so that Jenny could use her credit card in Guam, but it still didn't work.
Still use my own credit card.
You're calling me from Guam, right? Or
Yeah. It was.
Oh my God. So that's the treasury reports for back in August and September. I do have all the info, so I'll be working on the rest of the treasury reports all the way through
December, but I'll have the
Yeah,
other ones too.
December.
Thank you. All right, correspondence.
So Ed, before we get to that, we're gonna,
Hi.
Yeah.
All right, hello, everybody. My name is Jeremy Makepa, president of INA Alliance. I got started with this project as my position, in the fire department as a fire captain. I've currently been working there, for 22 years. Started this project when I was the fire prevention captain, in office in about 2020. The Anahola area was getting probably the most fires on the whole island, like combined. I think Anahola was getting more than the rest of the island at the time. So from the community risk reduction standpoint, I took over this project as a fire safety initiative for the fire department, both for our firefighters, for their safety because of all of the cars that would catch on fire, along with the wildfires, and then the predominant winds would blow the smoke right into the neighborhood. So we would have a lot of that toxic smoke from all of the abandoned cars going right into the neighborhood. So from that initiative, I worked with the county to try and open up some of the roads, the existing roads that were in there from the plantation days, so that the fire vehicles would be able to get in without popping our tires and not get trapped in there in case of a rapidly growing wildfire, and our firefighters would get trapped and get hurt. So the county stepped in first, in Public Works, opened up some of the roads so that at least the trucks could get in. And then DLNR's DOFA jumped in there with their bigger D8 and widen the roads even more so that we could actually turn around in some of these roads and loop out and get around. And a lot of the problems were because of the abandoned cars in here. When we did drone footage initially, we could see over 300 cars on the property. This is 400 acres. A lot of homelessness was going on at the time. And this was a previous dump site after Iniki as well. So people had gotten used to dumping stuff in there, and without Hawaiian Homes really stepping up and managing the land, it kind of got out of hand to where it was a major wildfire danger. And I saw this as potentially being our version of Lahaina if this got the right condition. So we stepped in here and worked with the Department of Hawaiian Homelands to kind of open it up a little bit more. And after we did so much work cleaning out a lot of the rubbish, there's still probably over 300 cars in there. I've taken out probably a little over 100 off the beaches already. But there's a lot more work to do. So INA Alliance was formed as a nonprofit to continue the process, because I didn't want all that work to go to waste. Because I noticed, like, once we stopped doing work, we basically opened up more space for people to dump. So there needed to be a presence in there to secure and manage it. So with my neighbors, we started INA Alliance as a nonprofit 501c3, and we got control of the area from DHHL through a right of entry, and now we've been managing this area for 5 years now. Last year I stepped in and I went to USDA first to see what kind of programs we had, and they directed me to Jenna and the NRCS program, because I was trying to find a process to formalize this. And over the last year, they've been able to help me with a conservation plan that is currently up on the board that kind of had a lot of the technical experts from their side come through the property several times and create this massive plan. Like I said, over 400 acres, widening the fuel breaks, removing cars, debris, putting in some soil stabilization throughout the property to manage erosion, and even putting in a farming area with high tunnels so that we can start growing some of the plants that we need to stabilize the soil. So that's our map 3.
So we got 4 high tunnels going in with water catchment and irrigation. That'll get us started with some of that, the plants that we need, and then even to grow food and stuff like that, just working on that. And I think the map before this might have been our soil stabilization map. This is where we're putting in, some of the native plants, those little green arrows. Gonna be like the native plants that are coming, and we've noticed a lot of heavy erosion in those areas, so we'll be planting in there, but massive conservation plan. If you have any questions about it, I can answer them now, but we've already kind of started picking up some of the rubbish as part of the conservation plan. We got a big cleanup tomorrow. Hopefully we'll be taking out at least 30 abandoned cars tomorrow for the cleanup. So yeah, if you have any questions, I'm here.
Thanks, Jeremy.
Thank you.
Sorry that, with the green things. It's trying.
What's going on in like the big areas to keep the vegetation down? You guys, I see some farming, but you guys gonna use animals or anything, or?
I would like to use animals to keep some of that down. Right now, we're just trying to it's kind of graded out so that we can at least stop the fires if they happen. We did look at the 2025 version of NRCS for funding to put in a grazing program. But I think that so
It didn't get sold,
didn't get
so
selected.
it'll get rolled over.
Yeah, so that one was in the plans. First, we gotta clean it up, widen the roads, and then we're gonna put in the grazing stuff.
More fencing up?
More fencing. And the hard part about this area is no more water too.
Mm.
So to get water to the animals would be tough.
Well, seeing the irrigation system and
It's for
And
the,
like
It'd be water tanks with catchment.
irrigation reservoir.
Before the plantation had water coming from mountain,
Yeah, but I think several of the
intakes.
reservoirs that get decommissioned. And I think the top reservoir the water got redirected over to,
Understood.
yeah.
Those irrigation reservoirs gonna have water.
Irrigation reservoir?
Yeah, so it's, there's gonna be gutters and downspouts on the high tunnels into a tank. And then the tanks are sized, to meet the growing needs. So if it's low rainfall, then Island Lines will have to truck, they have a spring on site, so they'll truck from the spring. to
But all
get
these small little
to this
irrigation
thing.
reservoirs are for farming.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not gonna get a lot of rain over there.
I know.
When it rains, it comes down hard one time and then it
Wow.
doesn't rain for a long time.
Yeah, we know, that's why we had to have this.
Please, anybody else have a question for Jeremy out there? No, I guess not. So what do you guys wish?
Move to approve.
Any seconds on that?
That,
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
who seconded?
Yeah, it is. You're
Um,
gonna.
no.
Yeah, finally. That's been a problem.
how's all homeless? Still plenty out there?
Not on our property,
Oh,
around.
Cause you're active,
Yeah.
you're there.
We're active, yeah. But if we take a break, then.
yeah.
They like go on the property.
Yeah, they'll find ways in, like we've kind of barricaded a lot of the perimeter, but they'll find ways in and then little areas to hide it.
Crazy.
Find a whole bunch of trash over there.
That and the letter, over the letter one, he needs to sign both.
Thanks for taking this on, man. Appreciate the hard work you guys have been putting on so far. It's awesome. Really appreciate it, man.
And add the letter on the front too.
I signed them.
Oh, you did, okay.
I still can't get over.
Where's the 14?
The what? The cars.
I've been out there twice and the cars.
Okay, let's go back to new business. NRCS report, please.
Yep, okay, so staffing is all on hold still,
Mhm.
for the foreseeable future. We lost about 20% of our workforce. I haven't changed this from last month, it's still all very up in the air. they did allow the people that they cut who were probationary to come back if they wanted to. 2 people did not choose to do that. But since then, they've done a second round of 2.0 of the deferred resignation program. And PI had about 9 people from what I've been told. Take that. It hasn't officially been announced, but that's what I heard last week at the district conservationist meeting. And Carla and Jonathan both took it. So he said that to say goodbye, but I did tell him I was gonna say this, so I'm not like, giving his information without his consent.
Left so he wouldn't have like an awkward goodbye with us.
Or be fired and let go with no. Yeah.
No, he meant let
Right
go.
now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and so he can explain why. I think he'd want to. So round 1, we had approximately 28 applications selected for funding. Several of those were with Inflation Reduction Act funds, so those are on hold because all Inflation Reduction Act funds are still on hold. I know this is probably my 3rd month saying it. Some people ended up asking to be deferred, so people wanted to cancel. One person just last week because they were uncertain about shipping and materials. They want to wait until 2026 to see if our costs are gonna match some of these tariff things. I don't blame them. Round 2, the ranking deadline was last Friday, so we have not heard about any of those selections, but Koi is not likely to get any, not likely to get many, I should say, not any. Because there's only a little bit of a few funds left. Engineering, so some good news. The last FY23 design should be finished this week. I put today, so let me on the electronic version, can you change that to this week? Or when you do the minutes. And then Kevin's gonna start on the FY25 designs, 24 design. So we are behind, but Kevin is still working. And then I found out that limited travel has been approved for Kevin. So we didn't get everything we requested, but we did get a couple of days in May for him to come over. I'm going to be working with, he's going to take June and July off. So I'm going to be working with Sunshine. He's watershed engineer in Honolulu with NRCS, who's going to come over those 2 months. It's covered for Kevin before. Yeah, so it's just gonna be, we're gonna have to ask for it month by month. And his visits might end up having to look a little bit different, but he was approved for some travel, so that's pretty good. Office space, no update, still on file digitization. I know, right? Like, brace yourselves. There's no news.
There's no good news.
There's no news at all, which can be good. There are a couple of field offices in the state that were excited to not have their lease renewed, and so of course we were worried that would be us. It's not us, but I think that our leadership is trying to let national know that those offices need to stay open. So that's where all the lease focus is, and so we're probably back burner because our lease has been signed. I think they're just hoping that the contractors are doing what they're supposed to do. There's trust in moving forward. Hopefully I'll find out more soon. You guys have any questions? No?
Besides, we're not getting anything from somebody's, I mean, from the feds, you know what I mean?
No, yeah,
It's just sad, how we can put the farmers behind.
I'm just really I'm really an advocate for like letters. I mean, I know you guys have written letters and it kind of can be defeating to just feel like they don't mean anything. But I mean, if they're drafted, you could just change date, send it again. Change date, send it again.
To JB or to somebody else?
JB would be the primary person, but I mean, there's other people, you know, in the agency that, you know, yeah. That things can be sent to, or even GSA if you're talking about our release. Wanting an update. Yeah.
Okay.
Anything else? So I have a personal update. I am expecting. So, end of August, I'll be taking some.
Oh, congratulations.
Congratulations. Thanks.
And did you want to give Jonathan a chance to
Oh, yeah,
say his
I told
thing?
your flip story.
Well,
Well, sort of.
the headline.
The headlines.
Any people.
Wasn't easy the first time. It won't be easy 30 seconds later. Jeez. So you're leaving us? No. I have no idea at this point.
So he's leaving NRCS for sure.
Whether he leaves the island.
Yep, still need to figure out my next steps. But how much time do you have to figure it out? So the program I took gave until September. So that's at least more time than if it was reduction in force. Pop with your head, you're done with nothing. So
But your last day is.
my last day here would be April 30th.
We're paid for September.
Correct. So insurance, I bought insurance for my next steps, but you never know. And it still hurts, but I appreciate the time.
Thank you for giving all your hard work.
So yes. Thank you for bringing me in. And we'll leave it at that. Well, so you can help us for free till September.
Actually, Brian had a great idea.
Well, with the workload we have, we should try seeing if we've got any funds around. Bring on another employee.
Part.
We do have a little fun.
We've
You've got all-
I talked to Errol.
He's got all the permissions. He knows the clients.
But that may not be what Jonathan wants, but it was, from working alongside in the office. I would have no problem recommending Jonathan for a position. Zero.
Errol,
Still gonna
Errol.
expect him to work for free till September. I can talk, we'll see how he does on his free contract. I'm gonna play this Monopoly money and gold.
We had talked a little bit about it. I think Errol was gonna look at budgets and maybe talk to Ed, and then we could set up another meeting to discuss that, so.
It's fine with me. All right. Okay, conservation specialist report. We'll go with Jenny. Oh, yeah.
Jenny first.
Jenny, go first.
Well, you know, we only had our meeting 3 weeks ago and I was gone for a week on half of it. Still a lot though. Kauai, we had an employees meeting with Craig and Umi. I had 2 NCDA board meetings. There was also the NACD and NCDA Pacific Region meeting. They do that quarterly, so we had that. The the subcommittee, we had the NACD Technical Assistant Grant Subcommittee meeting, one of them, the initial one. And then we also had the Kauai SWCD District Manager Subcommittee meeting. And then NACD starting up their subcommittees again, and I'm remaining on the outreach subcommittee for NACD. So we had a initial meeting for the new cycle for NACD. They kind of do two-year president cycles, and so it changes every 2 years, so this is the new 2-year of it. Planning wise, I'm planning to follow up with 7 clients, 2 site visits. Been working on 5 practice checkouts, and I've completed 1 plan. I'm working on completing 6 additional ones. CAP contest, we just need to finalize the date and location for a meeting with the teachers. And then we'll send out letters for invitation for those teachers. We expect that to be in May. We just need to figure out what day it actually will be. And the reminder, the poster contest is where the habitat is. Upcoming, basically I'm working on some of the grant reports. Feral swine is gonna be a big push over the next coming weeks. And yeah, I'm still working on some of the how-to documents, some of the NRCS wrap up and handoff, that kind of thing. So, yeah.
Do we wanna try to find a date in May now? I don't see the cap contest anywhere else in the agenda.
Oh, I mean, we can discuss, yeah, a couple dates, that would be good since you're here.
May's gonna be.
It is very soon. We wanted to avoid the May Day week, so it would have to be, and do we know when school gets out? The guy with the kid.
I might be able to answer that pretty quickly. Hold
I don't know when school gets out.
on.
Not yet. How many, when?
She's in kindergarten.
Oh, she is in kindergarten. How do you not know?
She doesn't give me this information.
Here's the mom, right?
Like, hey, why are you here? Oh, okay, school's out. When I talk to her, she tells me about her shoes. She asked me about.
Because the other thing is we'll probably try to ask the college. I don't know if you by any chance know who the contacts are now, because my contact is long since left.
KCC,
Mhm.
like room rents and
Mhm.
things. I have a person, it's been maybe a year or two, I can see if they're still there.
My person was like 3 years ago, so.
You see to rent the room again, like the last.
Well, yeah, for this, yeah,
Yeah.
because in the college is a perfect central location,
Right.
and if we could probably ask, if we want to do any outside stuff, we could probably ask, Go Farm guys if we can use their site, so.
The site.
Mhm. But I don't expect to really do, we'll see, we'll decide. Huh?
That's for the training, yeah.
Yeah, for the teacher training.
I'm showing last day of school for Chiefs, which would be most of,
Most of the
yeah,
island.
is the 30th, May 30th.
So,
May 5th. Would be my preference.
okay,
June 2nd.
The last week.
no, definitely not the last week. Yeah, we can aim for the week of the 5th and maybe just base it upon what day we can get a room. And I'll look at my notes from the last time, because I think the time we chose seemed to work for most teachers, and we can set it up as a Zoom call-in too.
I have a workshop at the station that Monday the 5th, but otherwise.
Mondays are not the greatest days to do. I know you have the workshop, but for teachers. I think we usually did like a Thursday or a Friday. Might even be Wednesday. No, it was Wednesday, because that's the early day, right?
Yes.
Wednesday would be great.
Yeah. I think that's what we did is Wednesday, and I'll look at the time that we chose, because it actually was optimal for getting most teachers there.
For the whole of the 7th.
So we'll, yeah, if we'll contact the college, see if we can get that done, and then we'll get our letters out and sent out.
So you need a motion to get the. Okay.
No need for a motion.
Thank you. Very good.
Thanks, Emily.
Thank you. Are you finished? Finished?
Oh, yeah.
Brian?
Like Jenny said, short period of time since our last meeting. Really has been a lot of farm bill activity, so I've been working on 2 equip programs, contracts, and 1 CSP. I was part of a checkout of a high tunnel system as well. Haven't done that yet, so that's getting some job authority for me, I hope. Site visits, I had 2 feral swine site visits and 3 farm bill site visits. Mainly with the farm bill, mainly the button up paperwork and some other stuff. And then meetings wise, district meetings, we had a 1 PIA meeting. We also had a meet and greet with the new head of the NRCS. We've had feral swine meetings and some others, so mostly been farm bill stuff.
Okay. It's your turn, Christine.
Okay. So for the district workload, I uploaded last month's meeting, East and West, so that's on YouTube. That's a really big accomplishment for you know?
YouTube now.
Yeah.
So the requirement, just FYI for sunshine law, is we have to post the meeting if we record it on a website or public location until the minutes are voted upon. And once the minutes are voted upon, then we can remove the video and the minutes become the replacement of
Something that's
Okay.
different.
Yeah. The website is up to date, so if anyone asks about any district work, just take them right to the website for any latest information and updates. I moved all outreach material to the storage, had to throw away a couple of utensils that molded, but nonetheless, it's in the storage. I have compiled the list for all the principals for the cap and poster contest, so ready to send out those letters when we have the meeting. I have completed that outline for the annual report. So basically just like a sampler, you know, of whatever wants to be done, you know, we'll go over it. And then for my NRCS workload, I finished the first round of DMS uploads. There were a lot and there's going to be more this upcoming week, but the first bunch of it is completed. For AgLearn, I did a couple of trainings, courtesy and respect and initial ethics training, but that has what I've been up to.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Any questions from the board for Kimmy?
Any other updates on the Pharaohs?
We do have, I mean, we do have a section for it too, but we can also talk about it now.
For the feral swine, I mean, today I had to compile a list of all interested applicants, if that was through any outreach event, through emails, phone calls. We have a meeting, I think this Wednesday, to talk about scheduling and all that and getting back to the clients and stuff. I have found a couple through emails that I have looked over, so I'm gonna go contact them to see if they're interested, but as of right now, Wednesday, I will have more information.
We're compiling a full list too for people that, because most of these individuals were contacted, but we're double checking. One, and two, if we, you know, need follow-up or would like to apply for more funding, if something comes up, we have a list of people that we can contact. That's the most important thing, is to know of all the individuals that actually showed interest, even though that many of them have already said, nope, not anymore, or, yeah. Yeah, so.
Great, thank you. All right, and then we get the.
Oh, can I ask something?
Sure.
What's the, when I'm following up with some current contract holders, what is the like brief bullet point or two that I can tell people when they ask me what's up with that?
If they have an application and they have not had a site visit, they'll be contacted within this week, basically.
They'll be contacted by the 18th. So like if I talked to, because I talked to someone last week and they asked me what the updates were.
Yeah.
I said, I don't have any.
Yeah.
So I can text them.
They
and
can
say
contact, yeah,
They will.
we will
contact
contact,
by
yes.
Okay.
I think there's only a few people that haven't been contacted at this point. That, yeah, in terms of,
And what if they have had a site visit?
at that point, then we don't have a date yet from that point. We're gonna be, the next steps is gonna be compiling all the information. Brian and I will basically be putting things together. We have a couple subcommittees to meet to discuss selections, basically. So it's,
after site visits, it's a way to be
Yeah.
notified whether it's.
Yeah.
Okay.
and we'll notify them, yeah, either way, if they got selected or not.
Okay.
And we're also putting together a fact sheet for, if they didn't get selected, maybe there's some resources for how to do fencing on their own, like electric fencing and things like that.
Right.
Okay.
Which I am compiling a like brochure for like DIY fencing, feral swine maintenance. So if they don't, you know,
You give
Have
Yeah.
some information.
yeah.
Okay.
And some guys, of course, if they fit NRCS programs, we will be definitely encouraging them to apply for those, because some have come up where they easily could get funded through, and not easily, depends on the money these days, but they could qualify for equip funding.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Right then. For SWC district managers meeting, event that. 15%.
Yeah, Eric was, I think, the only one in here that attended. Did you hear us, Eric, or can you hear us?
You're looking at that.
I was there.
So, I don't know if you had any comments or want to share any comments. as one of the directors attending?
I would just say that the job description itself was very detailed, and so I think it really kind of clearly delineates what expectations are, instead of kind of in the past where it's been a little bit confusing or maybe blurred lines a little bit. So yeah.
I agree with Eric, so it was really written up right. Word.
For those of us that made comments on it, when are we gonna be hearing back about the comments?
Oh, most of yours were edits. I actually accepted pretty much most of them. So,
Well, there was one, I was just curious if there was gonna be a little bit more of, how, like, I'm going to be working. Like, how are, so that person kind of understands what the interactions are gonna be like.
it's,
It wasn't clear.
it was,
It
it
was like one or two lines, but
my main thing is we opened it to making sure that I use partners as the comments. Cause if like, for example, we branched out and worked with, say, the state and maybe
Right.
had a planner, so I could capitalize partner or give examples of partners, but that's
I think,
what it implied partner, so.
right,
And in the beginning, I think I spelled it out specifically that NRCS and HACD are primary partners.
That's in the personal contact section, right?
No.
No.
I think, is that the one you were talking about, or?
yeah, because it
Yeah.
is still, unless you guys get your own space, it is still the US space.
Or if they worked in a different space, that's why it kept it more like, right now, we don't know, right? We're hoping it might end up turning into finding other kinds of agreements to help get work on the ground.
Right.
But obviously, if they're in the NRCS office, yes. And that's why I said the lead partner of the agreement.
Right, and then all like the training and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if I spelled that specifically out,
That was one of my questions.
because I spelled out that they would work with the HACD for ensuring training gets accomplished, at least for districts.
And you said for workload with the DC, but I was thinking training also, so. Especially when it comes to keeping track of like, because everything that's needed to be a certified planner.
Yeah, and we don't know if this is gonna happen, but that was part of what HACD district manager role was supposed to work with the DCs
I understand
in
that,
doing that.
yeah. Well, but see, then you said work with the DCs. Versus the district managers, so.
I
guess there was an added step, if that's what you're saying.
Like the HACD district manager, it was a statewide person who worked with the DCs.
That was, yeah. And
But
that's
then how
how,
would the district manager?
say that again, what was your question?
So. Emily just clarified, which I already understood, the HUCD district manager for the state. Would work with individual DCs for training for the district employees. How would the on-island district manager fit into that situation?
They would work with
The DCs, that was my comment when
I said that on-island district manager would work with the HACD person to ensure that the training is accomplished with NRCS and any other entities that are needed, because there's more than just NRCS training involved.
Right, I understand.
And to open that up.
I also think if the district manager person doesn't have like strong technical background, whoever the DC is probably gonna need to make some specific recommendations on things. Like, cause we do a lot of like job training, so we'll call in NRCS specialists to go out to those fields and stuff.
For somebody who's never worked with any of these entities before to try to read through what it's job. A lot to do. But ideally, we have some qualified applicants who have some familiarity with conservation districts and those things.
Or at least like the one lady who was she was the district assistant for, I don't know, like 2 months. She was a district manager for a water So she understood a lot of the basic district manager stuff.
Okay, and there's a spot where I can. Next action, we gotta talk about what the next action is for this. Yes, I'll
We're gonna-
update this
Are we gonna accept this or
with edits, or
With edit,
do you
yeah.
want to wait for the edits?
no, let's do it with the edit? Because it's not gonna procrastinate, and then. let's
So
move on.
vote for
So,
approving
okay,
this with those
we have
edits.
a motion to,
Move to approve with edits, future edits.
Second that.
Move to approve with the edits discussed here.
all in favor?
Aye.
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 So next actions are. We've accepted the,
The managers, okay, right,
mhm.
so we need to, what?
Well, do we wanna post it? What do we wanna do next?
Okay, I guess it's
Post it.
after we did the thing, we can post it, right? For June, May, June,
Have you guys thought about where it, like, equipment for this person? Cause where they're gonna be, how often they're gonna be in the physical workspace.
we have to-
I think there's some logistics maybe that need to be discussed before posting.
We can
Just
do
suggestion.
maybe another subcommittee meeting to kind of go in details.
let's go.
Or you
real
got-
fast.
There is an opportunity, I think, this week, because you guys are meeting today, West is meeting tomorrow. Maybe you guys could have, if you guys have ideas.
We can share them there. But, yeah, we also,
Just send me a, if I have to join in,
no, her comment was if there's any thoughts to share
okay.
moving forward.
Ideas about.
Well, if we're meeting like the computer, I think the district, we were already talking about providing
Computer,
computers so that their district employees.
That line item. The Purchasing has been approved and everything, so.
Well,
Like
for
nothing
getting
else.
computers, yeah, we've had that, but maybe not necessarily specifically for this position.
I mean, once it's posted and we start interviewing, then we'll get closer to like, okay, what are we gonna need?
right,
And there was mention in there that it would probably be hybrid until a full permanent office location is secured. I don't know if there is space in the office. There's no office. But in the
Workspace.
conference room.
In the workspace. Well, something. Craig, you can chime in too. I sat down with Craig and Louis, that was discussed was, it's required for everyone to be in at least one day a week, for our office. Usually it's Wednesdays. If everyone came in on a Wednesday, that would be tough, but to ask this person to come in, at least one day a week. Also, because there is daily supervision that does the task. So I think 100% remote would be
Mhm.
for this person.
so we're gonna be moving on, right? For this person. The hiree, right?
We'll also talk about policy for
Policy.
logistics, basically. Hash some of that out, but yeah.
Okay. Any other questions, any other ideas? Your subcommittee going, right?
Or if Eric or Craig, who
Yeah.
have been involved in some of that discussion, have any
Let's get it
comments?
done right away and then. Keep moving forward.
My only comment is if we promoted somebody from within our own district organization, do we need to advertise?
No, I don't
No.
think so.
I don't think so. Unless the board feels different.
With internal recruitment first,
Okay,
Yeah.
posted for posted.
Is there somebody in our organization that would be interested?
right?
Make the edit. Logistics and then
And
internal
logistic.
posting.
Okay. And that sounds, right,
Mhm.
okay. Let's go on to.
Actually. Because it's still within this, do you want to have a subcommittee or an interview panel? People that would like to be part of that
Well, we can have
discussion?
that.
Well, you're automatically
I
on there.
I'm just trying to get the ball rolling.
But
Don't you
usually we
remember?
have two directors
Right, indeed.
from each board.
Hmm.
So,
That'd be the same as the subcommittee that's already.
I mean, it
formed.
can be,
Yeah.
though it's up to you guys. That's kind of a lot of people, but
Yeah, we can all do it.
There can always be people who sit in and are silent
Yeah.
too. We've done that
And
with
just-
NRCS also.
you know, so.
Okay.
If anybody has a burning, I think you're the only one not on this list,
You can switch Emily and my name.
She's on so many lists, yeah.
I'll be there.
Okay.
Silently,
If I
or,
can be there, I'll be there.
all right, we'll then further discussion on that then, or, yeah,
Okay.
I'll send updates out.
Okay. Thank you. So now we're gonna go to semi-annual East and West Kauai combined meeting. Is that for the picnic or?
No, that's, we usually, I mean, we kind of had a couple of combined meetings this year already, but this is the official semi-annual one. We usually do it in May or June.
Okay.
So
Let's do it in June.
that's up to you guys. I would want us, if we do it in June, then we need to, oh,
SWCD.
yeah, here's one thing I will
No,
throw,
there's-
here,
Go ahead.
let me throw this out. We would love to try to get a picture with everybody.
Okay.
So if we had a combined meeting where we tried to encourage most people to attend and get a picture, May would be better because then we can include it in the annual report.
Okay, that's right. Okay. Let's do,
I mean, anybody have any thoughts, or
let's start with West Kauai and let's join them on their meeting.
it would be a beautiful backdrop.
Mhm.
On the 12th through the 26th.
Okay.
Oh. Cause that's like right in the middle there. You guys could always do an earlier meeting, you know,
Yeah, we can do an earlier meeting.
Or just Photoshop me in.
Yeah.
or we could, or we do it.
I don't know how to do that.
Or we could like combine the May and the June meetings into end of May.
End of May is not that, this is the last one for me. I'm gone the week of the 19th to the 24th.
So you in Japan again.
Spanish. I'm going home to this other great location, South Dakota.
What
For a
the-
conference, very similar to Japan.
Good for you. Eat your T-bone steak, 2 pound.
Well, that
What
fits
is
with
the-
your idea of combining May and June, just during late.
Well,
May.
or even early June, we could do it if we just have enough time to get it printed. Enough printed for the meeting. We don't have to print all the copies. We just have to have enough to hand
How
out
about
at the
we do it
meeting.
first week in June then?
Yeah, it's week of June.
So Monday or Tuesday. I'll have to confirm with NTVG,
All right,
or we'll have to.
And we'll bring this up tomorrow.
So yeah, well, we'll make sure with Eat West that they're okay with it,
Right.
but the person NTVG contact, she's not there
okay,
in the evening, so.
all right then.
So we'll aim for the week of the
First week
second.
in June, okay? With help of West Goa.
That's West by is Tuesdays
West Kauai is Tuesday,
and lunchtime or
3.
3 o'clock.
But I mean, sometimes, well, if we do combine, we usually do it at 2 though.
Now was have lunch, we'll buy lunch.
If you guys wanna aim for earlier, we can
You're
now.
doing all this hiring, but I have to save money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true too.
Brown bag, bring on lunch.
And add a donation.
And someone bring hamburgers, we'll bring a grill,
Okay, so we're gonna, yeah,
so we'll confirm.
okay. You
At
confirm with that.
SWCD. Just saw it out on the board.
Alright. We did the
What time?
conservation. You know, 2
Oh,
o'clock.
aim for 2 unless you guys want a different time.
We just did the Aina Alliance Conservation Plan, we're done with that. No good news on RCD yet. The grading ordinance, Paul, anything?
No, he
Paul?
left. We're going too long.
Okay, unfinished business, oh yeah. How many, I gotta get 25 signatures?
You gotta get, no, 25 volts, so if you have somebody who has 2,500 acres of land, you can just get a signature
Grow
from
farm.
them.
Go farm.
They-
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be
He did
enough.
mine.
More is better, but you know, that's all you got, that's all you need,
Oh, he just put 25 inside.
that's fine. No, I meant more individual signing is
Oh.
always better, but one is enough. Yeah, and that'll officially be May's meeting, so we just need it by May.
Okay, I gotta go farm office now.
I emailed it to him, he just signed it.
I'm gonna have to do it myself.
Oh.
This is
Yeah,
a
I go
really.
over there.
Okay, then, all right, now we'll go to HACD, annual meeting. Who's going?
Yeah, did you guys look at your calendars? Everyone's here, so you guys should chime in. If you can go.
I
It's not-
cannot,
We
I
can
have-
also ask Darren.
Okay,
Where is that one again?
It's in Oahu,
Wahoo.
but we still haven't
Oh, the
gotten the
HACD.
registration, yeah.
What is the dates again? Wait,
The 20, well, you wanna get there the evening of the 24th and then
That's
through
June.
Friday, yeah. The 20, what is that, the
Fly
27th?
in the 24th and check out the 27th.
27th, so fly back. The 24th. So, but the meeting is 25th, 6th and 7th,
Okay, so I'm going.
so Ed is one.
I cannot attend. I have obligations at work that week.
Alright, Craig, what about you? Or Emily?
I'm available. I can go but I'm low man on the totem pole.
Is it,
Raise you up, Craig.
We're a horizontal structure, it's all good.
Yeah.
There's no low man. We try to rotate people, that for sure.
Anyone else is welcome to join us
they
too.
really changed it, but, only directors can vote.
Yeah, no, only directors can vote, but it's still okay that an associate director can attend as long as one
Right.
director is there.
No, I know, I just was saying.
Yeah, that's actually
I
been
was
the
just trying
rule
to
for
emphasize
3 years.
directors going, so it's like your full voice.
I have it on my calendar. It's right at the end of our fiscal year, so just to figure out logistics of how to
If you could go.
spend money.
We're gonna pay for you.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, if you wanna send a third person or Craig and you duke it out.
yeah. Yeah, I got it as a tentative, and we might have money left, we just gotta figure out
Okay.
logistics.
I'll contact the 3 of you guys once we have the registration
Okay.
and can decide.
All
from
right,
there.
then, thank you.
Sounds good, thank you.
All right, we did the director's term already.
Yep.
HACD, I know work plan, we're still working on that, right?
2026.
Here, we turned ours
We
in
did
Yeah.
2025, now we gotta
Yeah.
do 2026
for next year.
for next year.
Yeah,
Okay.
starting.
I'm putting it in there as a
Yeah,
placeholder.
July.
Technically July.
We turned it in, that's why,
Yeah.
so we should
25th.
be getting our checks sometimes.
Okay.
We'll
then-
check the mail, by the way, for that.
We have-
Last time I think they handed it off to me,
Oh, did they? Okay,
called and handed it.
okay.
You got it for the county,
Yeah, it's turned in.
and they gave you the check.
I'll have the check there.
Okay, 2024 cooperative of the year selection.
We never got a chance to schedule for Moonlight. I just need available dates. Open up the chat. Yeah, I mean, if you guys still wanna try visiting, we definitely should make that happen, or we could look at your schedules right now. And pick a day, or a couple days that we can offer him. Moonlight's usually okay throughout the day, isn't he?
He works,
So
so
preferably after.
preferably like, yeah, 3:30 or 4.
Are you guys available in the next couple weeks after 4 o'clock or
No.
at 4 o'clock?
I'm available.
Yeah.
All the time?
Probably.
Every day? Even Sunday?
Sunday, I'm always.
Where's Boonlay's farm?
Just
One
in
by- behind
Seaway.
Walmart.
But this is the one, we'd go look at the new,
Oh, the collectible one. Oh, no,
or the, AT&T side or.
Yeah.
across from- those are-
sorry,
Oh.
AT&T, why did I say collectible? Yeah,
Right,
because that's what we'd be voting on, yeah.
for the irrigation system.
So it's right there, it's in town, very
Oh, behind our
close.
house.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So he might be losing that spot then.
Possibly, but he's done some good work,
Hopefully
so.
not. Did you see the article Civil Beat came out today? On, about the ADC hopefully purchasing from Grove Farm?
Oh, I did
Yeah,
not hear
that
that
went
one.
through, I thought. But it didn't go through yet.
Well, I'm not sure what, I'm
Up
not
to
sure.
Reposer Crossing, they said.
No, but ADC's purchasing not the same spot as where he's at, well.
So it's a little bit up in the air, nothing's set in stone yet, but anyway, there's some press coming out, like the. Request for funds is moving through the ledge for a lot of money for ADC to be able to buy, hopefully. Most of that zone.
Where DHHL is gonna buy?
It looks like not DHHL, it's hard to say because the map's not very specific, and again, this is like the. This is what's in the newspaper. But Wendy Gady from ABC commented in the article. Grove Farm did not, they said we would not comment on deals that aren't finished. But I'm optimistic, cautiously optimistic that at least that farm on that side of the hill should be okay.
That'd be
Okay.
cool.
All right, can you set
So
the dates?
is there what's the best dates for you guys? Days, just say days after at 4.
Yeah.
Any day after 4,
This Thursday,
this Thursday? What
That's
about
fine.
next Thursday as a backup?
Mhm.
No, okay. Okay,
Friday's a holiday
Friday is a holiday,
Is it Good Friday?
state holiday, yeah,
for you guys, yeah, it's the holiday, Brian reminded.
so we can try getting a hold
Okay.
of Woodline.
Right.
Let me see if
You'll let
it's
us
Is
know.
Monday a holiday also?
No. So this Thursday after 4, maybe for school, but not for.
Yeah, for Easter, we usually get a holiday.
This
It's a
Thursday
Polish
at 4?
holiday.
We get a
Oh,
holiday
is
for Easter or no?
yeah, I can call him after
Oh,
this.
I think they just give us the Friday.
Okay, so
Okay,
she's gonna.
just send me.
Okay.
I'm gonna look right now.
All right, then, next one, we got employees, managers, management director, we just talked about that
Well,
one.
if Craig had any updates, that's an opportunity for him to make updates. That's why I'll be
Okay.
leaving that on there as
Okay,
probably other businesses moving forward, so.
other business, we.
Well, does Craig have any updates?
Oh, Craig, any updates?
Give him a chance.
Yeah, me and Umi met with Jenna last week on maybe Thursday and had a very productive meeting with her. And that was great to to learn a little bit more about Jenna's side of things and what's going on with NRCS, and sort of being new to this whole thing too, just helped me understand a little bit of the interaction between NRCS and the conservation districts. So thank you, Jenna, for your time. Yeah, I think we're going to try to meet up with our employees again, I believe next week. And yeah, we'll keep this moving into like a more of a regular thing, and hopefully everything it keeps getting better. Of course, having an office would help, but everybody's learning a lot of patience, I think. So yeah, more as we go on.
Thank you, Craig.
Thank you.
All right, then. Office space, we did already. Review and update contact list, what is that one?
Oh, we forgot it this time, but it was basically just looking through the contact list to make sure that everything's up to date, if addresses or phone numbers change. There was one point that we had the wrong phone. Errol, for example, I submitted your stuff in the wrong phone number for the state, so
Oh, no wonder.
if they ever try calling you.
There.
But might have been incorrect in our, one of our, so once a year, we try to just
Okay.
throw it out there just in case to
Thank
check,
you.
or if people make changes.
We did that last time.
Yeah, we
It
did,
was-
but he missed it. Yeah, missed it. So yeah, I think everybody made comments that needed to.
Okay, grants and funding. NACD urban community grants on hold, so we're gonna want to worry about that, right? And we talked about the Pearl.
But another update though is that we're gonna have, the subcommittee is gonna meet on next week. Was it this week? I think it's next week, to talk about the selection criteria.
For the feral swine.
Mhm. So we'll come up with, we've kind of already discussed it, but we just wanna put in a process so that when we get it to you guys, you have, hopefully an unbiased way to look at different projects. So.
We done with NECD for swine and our CS agreement grants, we need to.
We'll have a meeting Thursday to talk about,
This Thursday,
yeah,
is it a
about,
Zoom meeting?
yep, it's a Zoom meeting. And that's to talk about,
That's the one at 2 o'clock or
a
something?
new agreement potentially. I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically the goal is to talk about, what we would hope to put into that grant.
Mhm.
Grant/agreement, so it's kind of. I doubt NRCS is gonna have funds for agreements, but we should go that process anyways and talk to, NRCS about. Potential agreements in case they do get funding, but regardless, at least it sets us up for. Because the NACD grant also gets approved by NRCS, so the conversation is all relevant. So, yeah, Thursday's the meeting to talk about what we would want included in there. And then, yeah, further meetings with Corey would then happen after that.
Then NACD technical assistant grant,
That's the
that's
same
the one,
thing, yeah.
same one, right?
Yeah.
And then county, we did the county one already, right? Because you turned in the budget already. And then Department of Water, I know we get an update.
Did they give the check yet?
We were supposed to give from 7,500 to 10,000 or something?
We sent
Yeah.
in
we
a
sent
letter.
them.
Yeah, that went in already.
And he acknowledged it, so I know he saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cause I saw something come up. Other grants and funding opportunities. Yeah, put the GoFund box.
We just need a little tip jar. We need to ask Paul if he'll play
Okay, hold
for
on,
tips.
we'll get in there. Okay, district operation discussion, we did that, right?
This was, we need to still set up a meeting with HACD. I wasn't able to successfully
Okay, so we're gonna
peg them
just
down for a
table
day.
that to next meeting,
Yeah,
Was that about reporting?
no,
and then employees management director update, we just. Had that.
yeah. Oh, I did put it. I already, I just forgot to delete it in the unfinished business. It'll be housed under other business.
Grants is subcommittee meeting to be announced, annual picnic.
No, next, that's
That's this Thursday?
that's this Thursday.
Yeah,
Yeah, Thursday at 2. This meeting.
okay, then annual picnic,
West Quay will make that decision.
okay, and then anybody any upcoming events?
We lost Craig.
Okay, bye Craig, he's gone. All right, then. If nothing else, move the meeting to be adjourned. Okay. And
That's
then
it.